we'll actually do the first verse of Dhyana Shloka and the final verse. So we don't forget the Dhyana Shlokas in these days. And then we'll do the opening prayers. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambattvamanusandatami Bhagavat Gite Bhavatveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vede Sangapadakramopanishadehi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tatkatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidussura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha Yasyantam Navidussura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahe Om Shanti 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 Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Dayakaram Dayakaram Dantam Dharma Pravartakam Pranamami Dayanandam Madacharya Param Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So yesterday we were seeing some very complex verses, very subtle subject matter about non-doership and non-experiencership. So Ajnani, Krishna is highlighting the qualities of Ajnani, the lakshanas, attributes of Ajnani, the one who will be very, very active, may be very active, doesn't need to be active, but could be very active in life, but he knows Atma is actionlessness. So Atma never acts. Now, how does this vision manifest in his life? How will he interact in the day-to-day life? So two types of self-discovered, self-realized people are talked about by Krishna. He talks about the active jnani and the jnani who is not so active. He says, Yasya sarve samarambhaha kama sankalpa varjitaha jnanagnidagda karmanam tamahuf panditam buddhaha. Yasya sarve samarambhaha. So he who has the knowledge will continue to act. He's fully engaged in action, because action and inaction are mistakenly superimposed on Atma. He knows that, but he knows Atma to be a non-doer. And such a person is Kama Sankalpa Vivarjita, means Kama Sankalpa Varjita, he has no agenda for the actions he performs. He is free from any kind of binding desires behind the action. So he doesn't take any sankalpa. There's no intention set for him. He just acts according to the nature. He acts according to Prakriti Ishvara's order. So his actions, because he is self-realized, will always be for the sake of others, not done for self-interest. He will never have this thinking, oh, I'm doing this for my sake, I'm doing it to be happy, because he's already happy, he's discovered that. So what Krishna is saying here is that his actions are not for the result of action, the fruits of action. He will definitely work towards the well-being of others. That is called loka sangraham. So he identifies, he understands, he sees cognitively, he can recognize people's wishes, benign wishes, their good intentions, and his life becomes for the sake of fulfilling others' desires. Very beautiful idea about a jnani. So his nature will be automatically to serve the world. He may be moving, walking, talking among all the people of the world, but inside his freedom is known to himself. Krishna says here, he is free from all karmas because the karmas have been destroyed by the fire of knowledge. Jnanagni dagda karmanam, for whom all the karmas are burnt to ashes by the fire of knowledge. What does that mean? There's a second reading of this as well. The seeds of karma that he plants, action, they are roasted seeds. They are roasted by the fire of knowledge. And what roasted seeds, when you plant roasted seeds, do they germinate? They cannot germinate. So the idea here is that the sanchita, or the accumulated karmic account of a jnani, is closed for good. It dissolves into the universe, becomes one with the universe. Like a person, in Rishikesh, when the sadhus or the sadhvis, they die off, they have no dependents, they have nobody else to leave their money to. Where does the money account go? It's unclaimed account. It goes back to the government. Same way, the government of Ishvara claims this unclaimed account of the jnani. All his karmas merge back into the order. Nobody is there left to claim the karma. No I is left there to say, I did this, I want this result. So the main idea behind these verses is that there is no karta left. There is no doer left. The doer has been totally falsified. So it's like you recognize, I am no longer the actor on stage. I am the light that lights up the actor. I pervade the actors on the stage. At the same time, I'm untouched by the acting. So our light doesn't do anything. So this is called the vision shift. Enlightened beings will continue to do what they have been doing after enlightenment. They will do the same thing as before enlightenment. But their activities will be in line with dharma, with the order of the universe. So here, Tamahu Panditam Buddhaha. Tamahu Panditam Buddhaha means he is recognized as a Pandit. Pandit is not somebody who does pujas. We think of Pandit as somebody who is doing pujas and prayers all the time. Here, Pandita means the one with the knowledge. And how do you recognize the one with the vision? You have to have the vision. Shastra says to recognize another one with the vision. So this is an important idea here. Buddhaha means he is established in the self. He walks the talk. He has become what he has seen, which is cognitively, he recognizes he is Atma. So all his actions become free of desires, and he continues to work for others. So Krishna now continues also to enlighten us about the enlightened. He says in the next verse, Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashrayaha karmanyabhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. Naiva kinchit karoti saha means he doesn't do anything. That's quite confusing. We just said he's very active. He, as Atma, from the perspective of Atma, he recognizes, I do nothing. He knows he does nothing, but at the same time, body, mind, sense complex looks very busy. It is always working. He is inside. He is sitting. Navadware pure dehi. the Krishna goes on to say in this chapter, in the next chapter, that the being is sitting inside this 9-gated city. This body is a 9-gated city, and that conscious being is sitting inside. And this being is nitya triptaha. He says he's always content. He doesn't need anything from anybody. This wise person is happy with anything. He is very low maintenance, very good to have a friend, a wise person as a friend, because they're not demanding. So why, again, Krishna's highlighting in these verses wise people? Because the ajnanis, the ignorant people, have to make efforts in the area to become nitya triptaha like the jnani. Find relative contentment in life by, again, feeling thankful for what one has rather than look at what one has not got. So this is the way the jnani, the person who is not a jnani, who makes effort to emulate the characteristics of a wise person. He is nirashrayaha, another beautiful quality, which means he doesn't have any ashraya, no refuge. He doesn't have anybody to resort to. He doesn't need to resort to anybody. So, human beings then, at some time or other, we depend on others. We do resort to others for help. We sometimes need to call some people to talk to somebody. All other human beings, we have this emotional need. What nirashrayaha signifies means this jnani doesn't have any need to chat on the mobile. He is happy in his own company. Without himself, without company, he is himself. With company, he is himself. That is true spiritual success. Otherwise, all the happiness will always be dependent on externals. Whereas for a wise person, he lives totally independent of externals. He also doesn't seek approval from the world for his happiness. As other ignorant people, we always look for at least the significant others in my life. I look for their approval in order to feel okay about myself, right? So I need some validation in areas of my life. I always ask for some validation. I need others to tell me you're doing the right thing. Yes, you're wonderful, you're good. Then I feel some kind of self-worth. But he recognizes what? I am the security I seek. I am the validation that I seek. I don't need any other external forms of security. And I don't judge myself on how others look at me. Because at 1 minute, some people can validate you. Next minute, what? When the validation is withdrawn, your esteem goes down, right? So our esteem goes up and down according to what the world thinks of us. And the world is never going to think the same thing for very long. If it thinks one thing one time, it's going to change another time. That is the nature of the world. So here he's discovered that Atma consciousness is the ashraya, is the refuge for everything. So he doesn't need the world's acceptance to feel accepted. So this is a very beautiful, again, these lakshanas of a jnani, these characteristics are some things we can take up a sadhana to emulate. He is at the same time nitya triptaha nirashrayaha karmani abhipravrittaha, means he is still fully involved in all actions. He is fully immersed in all the actions. He is more active than Elon Musk. He's more active than Ambani. He's more active than Jeff Bezos. He is more active than all the most active people in the world. He is in the thick and thin of activity, but because of the inner space, he feels that he is not doing anything. That's why tiredness, sometimes when we say, oh, I'm so tired, I can't do any more, it is purely because we are identified with the body, mind, sense. For a jnani, he can fill in. His day is not 24 hours, it's 48 hours. It's like that. So he does everything and more that normal people do. So this type of jnani that Krishna is describing, the self-realized person, can be a grihastha jnani in the world and married. It could be even running a multinational corporation. We don't know. So this is what is being said here. These people know the freedom inside, but externally you don't know who is free. So they continue to play their role in the life, but they are no longer bound by duties. The purification has happened for them. Purification of antahkarana has happened for a jnani already, and he is free. So no more karma yoga is required. And karma phala sangam tyaktva. He has no attachment, sangam, to the fruits of labor. He has given up all dependence on the attachment to results of karma for his fullness. So there is no demand from the world to fulfill his needs or wants. Very beautiful. He is unaffected. He doesn't feel this should happen for me, this shouldn't happen to me. Naiva kinchit karoti saha. Such a person, recognizing all of this, he does absolutely nothing. Naiva kinchit karoti saha means he does absolutely nothing. Externally, he does everything. Very, very interesting. So these are all the active jnanis, the people who are self-realized, but they can be very active in the world. But you can also have sannyasi jnanis who are also active. So there are people who are also taken to renunciate lifestyle, but they are very active. Abhipravrittaha means active all areas. So this is a very good lesson for us. Never judge a book by the cover, because we never know what anybody is. We don't know who could be a jnani, who could be walking amongst us as a realized person. So what about the self-realized person who is not active? There are people who are not active. There are no rules whatsoever with self-realized people. Krishna says in the next verse, Nirashiryata chittatma tyakta sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvannapnoti kilbisham. So the other jnani, the other type of jnani, is also not affected by karma, not affected by activeness or activity. Even if he doesn't do activity after knowledge, he doesn't gain papa. Because we saw in the previous chapters, if you sit not doing anything, you can still be active mentally and you can still gain papa karma by not doing the right thing, right? By doing the wrong thing. The papa of omission and commission we saw. But the jnani, even if he omits to do something, he's dropped out of any kind of rule that applies to the regular people, right? It is not out of laziness he sits still. It is his swabhava, his pravritti, his prarabdha works out, and maybe he is a sitting still jnani. Maybe he is a person who wants to sit under the tree and close his eyes and just enjoy the rest of his life like that. It is not out of laziness. So this is a very interesting 2 verses, because it shows an enlightened person is so free they can do anything. There's no rule. Rules only apply when Atma is not discovered. And despite them being above the rules, they will not violate Ishvara's order either. Okay, so that is also very, very important to see. They will not create ripples in that wheel of this life as well, we saw. So this is another type of jnani like Ramana Maharishi. Ramana Maharishi, a great jnani, sitting 58 years on Arunachala. He is just Atmanyevatmana Tushtaha, very happy with himself. But, he wasn't active in the world. So prarabdha, the karma that the body, mind, senses of a jnani has to work out may take him to a very secluded place in the Himalayas, to a cave. It may take him very away from people, or it may put him into the thick and thin of action. We don't know. But inside, he is nirashihi. Nirashihi means he's not worried at all about the future. He knows, I have no money. I am not working. Where is food going to come from? He is not concerned. He is not worried because he is not attached at all to his body, mind, sense complex. He knows Ishvara order will take care. The karma order will take care. So this is the beauty of his mind. It is unworried, unruffled. And he sees Ishvara, who is karma paladata, the giver of results of action, is like a postman. So he, any letter he brings, he will deliver to the door, and the potential karma becomes manifest when you open the letter. So Ishvara is only a letter deliverer. He delivers your karma, and then that's it. Yata Chittatma, this jnani is one who has restrained his senses and his mind. Yata Chittatma, very, again, a profound word for a jnani. He is one with himself, mind, thought, word, and deed. He is integrated. His senses don't drag him out. He has mastered his senses and mind. How? A prayerful life, the sadhana that we all, the ajnanis have to follow, like Navaratri. This 9 days is a type of sadhana, daily chanting, daily study of Gita. It is not easy. It is an austerity. It is an austerity of body and mind. So this type of being able to manage oneself, to put oneself in this spiritual pursuit, is a very great tapas as well. So tyakta sarva parigraha, another name for a jnani, another idea behind how he will live. He will have given up accumulating anything and everything. So this jnani is not living in the world with his wife or children. This jnani he's a renunciate jnani. He has no place to call home. He is happy with whatever he gets. So Krishna talks about a very active jnani who is in that role, but he talks about a jnani who could be a monk, a jnani who could be a renunciate. He may not be in orange, but renunciation is here inside. He has no insurance, no medical insurance, no house insurance, no car insurance. Ishvara is his only insurance. So this jnani has no possessions, and whatever he has, he's willing to forgo and let go. So this shariram kevalam karma, what does he do with this life then? He lives sustaining his body until it dies off. Shariram kevalam karma means he washes himself, brushes his teeth, goes to the toilet, that's it. And then he sits doing nothing. He's okay to do that. It's not a waste of life. People from outside may say, what a waste of life. He's not contributing. People may say that. But the very presence of an enlightened person is a blessing for the unenlightened. People don't realize. Not they sit, the energy of the enlightened being can purify all the environment that that person is in, can be a blessing for other people. So although he lives his life in the, doing the bare minimum activities for maintaining his body, it is not laziness. There are others who do bare minimum, but it's because they're not because enlightened, it's because depression or laziness. That's a very different thing. Here, he's so free, he doesn't need to act at all because no responsibilities. And kilbisham na apnoti means he is beyond papa and punya. He doesn't gain any papa and punya anymore. So Bhagavan now carries along in the same strain. Next few verses, he will talk about this jnani. Yadricchalabha santushtaha dvandvatito vimatsaraha samasiddhava siddhocha kritva pina binibhadyate. Yadricchalabha santushtaha, very beautiful. Whatever comes his way by chance, he is happy with it. Whatever falls into his lap, he's happy with it. Whatever comes on its own, he is happy with it. And whatever doesn't come also, he accepts. He doesn't crave for what doesn't come. He may want something to come. Yes, desire may arise, but if it doesn't come, there's no complaints at all because he knows I have to, this body, mind, senses is exhausting the prarabdha. I am happy inside. I am fully pain-free, sitting inside the eternal witness, just witnessing all that is happening like a movie. How wonderful to sit inside yourself, your body, to recognize you are that selfless, that self, that being, the conscious being, simply observing body, mind, sense move in this world, and all other body, mind, senses also move. As long as, again, you identify with the doer, you will definitely have karma and you have to keep acting. So a jnani's thoughts is what? I am totally Ishvara's. I am in order of Ishvara. He is very happy to just let him be in Ishvara's arms. He is totally free, like a child in the mother's arms. There is no worry about anything. Like Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham, very beautiful verse in the 9th chapter. Ananyas Chintayanto Mam. Bhagavan says there, if you dedicate your life to me, if you think of me always, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, Ye Janav Paryuspasate, you worship me with a single pointed devotion, Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. I will make sure all your needs are met. I will make sure your whatever you want to keep with you, that you have with you. So Bhagwan says there, which is also the life insurance, the Corporation of India, the motto, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham, very appropriate, right? Will take care of all your needs. So he knows he's not worried at all about anything. He knows letting go is happiness. But the problem is, we resist letting go. The I, that I think I am, does not want to let go. And here, Jnani idea is that Ishvara is in charge. He has already let go, and he knows that Dvandvatitaha, he knows there's pairs of opposites in life, but they don't afflict him. He has space between himself and the dualistic universe because they don't affect him. He is ready to undergo the experience of discomfort or comfort because he knows when I live in the world, I have to go through these opposites. He knows that the prarabdha is only exhausting. So he is not elated when good things happen. He doesn't get depressed when something not his way happens. He is beyond the pairs of opposites. So the nature of the Jagat, every object, person, situation is designed to test the resilience of the person, right? All our dealings with the external world is designed to test my resilience. But here, Jnani does not feel any resilience because he's not resisting in the first place. But for the Ajnani as a practice, we should reduce the period of reaction to the external situation and the recovery period from that reaction. The smaller that gap gets between reaction and recovery, the more I am growing as a wise person. He is also vimatsaraha. He sees himself, he sees all as himself. So he's free from jealousy. Jealousy is a very, painful quality for the person who has it. Somebody getting something, I can't handle it. I'm meant to be getting it. So I can't stop thinking about that person. This jnani does not have this problem of jealousy. He doesn't have any problem of unhealthy competition. There's no competition for him at all. Other people's success is his success. That is the beauty of it. Somebody else is successful. He knows I'm not separate from them. It is as good as my success. So this is a quality of jnani, vimatsaraha, that one can develop by practicing the opposite, pratipaksha bhavana. If you want to eradicate this jealousy from the mind, do the opposite. See the qualities of the other person. See that what they have got, they deserve what they have got. It is not hypocrisy or deception. You're doing it for your own growth. So here, Jnani will not have any kind of jealousy. He is samasiddha vasiddhau cha. This again, we've seen this idea before. Yogastah kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. He is the same in all success and failure. Gaining something, he doesn't feel successful. Losing something, he doesn't feel depressed. So there is no swing of the mind of a jnani. There is no moody mind anymore left. And kritvapi nanibadhyate, which means doing anything in life does not bind him at all. He can be traveling, he can be giving lectures, he can be doing social service, he can be in the public, he can be sitting also in the forest, he can be sitting in the cave. There are no more shackles of samsara that bind the jnani. So Krishna finishes now with this final verse talking about the jnani before a very famous verse, which again brings in this idea of resolution of this doership. In this verse, he says, Gata sangasya muktasya jnanavastita chetasaha yajñayacharatah karma samagram praviliyate. So from 18 to 24, 18 and 24, the verses are very key verses in this fourth chapter because he talks about a kartritvam. So 24 that's coming up will also talk about that. In between, Bhagavan talks about the freedom of a jivan mukta, the freedom of a wise person. So one, he says, who is free from association and connection, he connects as an enlightened being, but he is free. One whose buddhi, his intellect, is steady in knowledge, sthita prajna, such a person, whatever he does yajñartham. He does as an offering for that yajna. We saw in the earlier verses, he does ishwarartham. He does it as an offering for Ishvara, for the sake of Ishvara. He looks upon everything, all the actions, looks upon everything as a yajna. Very beautiful, actually, because his knowledge is totally assimilated. There is no limited egoic personality left for him anymore. So whatever he does is a contribution to that yajna. Gata sangasya means his attachment. Sangha is totally eradicated. It is gone. He's not attached to anything. He will love you while you are there with him. He will show you all love, warmth, care. Moment you are not there, he is not going to miss you. You may miss him, but we get attached to wise people. But wise people are, there's a very beautiful saying, when they leave the world, they leave no footprints behind. You can't see the track of a wise person. They disappear and only they are in memory. So they don't leave tracks where they go. They don't leave foot impressions. They don't leave anything. So Gata Sangha means one who is totally free of attachment, not attached to any people, situations, any objects, because there is total vairagya, total dispassion. So he has a very objective attitude to life. His passion is not there in pleasures of the senses. It is not there in relationships. It is not there in making contacts and connections. He is very happy with himself. At the same time, his very presence is a form of contribution. Yajñartham, he does everything as contribution to the world. He is Gata Sangaha, he is totally free, devoid of all attachment. Jnana vastita chetasaha. His mind is totally established in the vision. He cannot see differently. All that he knows is that satyam. He knows that true reality. He doesn't get confused by mithya, that which is constantly changing. He doesn't get sidetracked by that which is constantly changing. He knows there is only one satyam, jnana vastita chetasaha. He doesn't get swayed by all the changing names and forms and functions. All of those keep coming and going in his life, but he knows I am always there. I will continue to be there. Yajnaya charatah karma. His whole life he looks upon as a worship, as a yajna. He does his actions as a yajna to the divine, because all are seen as non-separate from himself. So every action he does is for fullness. There is a very beautiful subhashitam, that says, Paropakaraya phalanti vrikshaha. The trees bear fruits not for their own sake, for the sake of others. Paropakaraya vahanti nadyaha. Rivers flow for giving water, giving source of life for others. Then cows give milk for all. They're not the milk that cows yield is not for themselves. In the same way, Paropakaraya idam shariram. My body, this body, is for the sake of everybody else, is for the sake of humanity. So this is a wise person's life. Everything becomes for the sake of humanity. And samagram praviliyate means all his actions will resolve without giving any result. He doesn't look for results. He doesn't need results. And his actions, because we saw previously, they are like roasted seeds. So the roasted seeds will not germinate. This jnana yajna, that he sees, his whole life is a jnana yajna, the knowledge and worship, this yajna of worship and knowledge. And he offers his whole life to this Ishvara's order, Ishvarartham yajna. So we will see now in the next verse, a very famous verse, which is usually chanted before taking food. Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi. Many of you know it, but it is actually a very profound verse in which all the agents of action dissolve into one Brahman consciousness. So that requires a bit more explanation. Tomorrow, we will see that we're going to have a class tomorrow morning also, as it is a Jnana Yajna for these 9 days tapas. So we will meet tomorrow morning and continue our Gita. Hari Om, Namaste. We can at least chant these verses and then we go. Yeah. We'll have a bit of chanting practice. So we'll start from, anybody like to chant after me? Vidya? Can unmute and chant. So we'll start from the 19th verse. Yasya sarve samarambhaha.
Yasya sarve samarambhaha. Yasya sarve samarambhaha.
Kama sankalpa varjitaha.
Kama sankalpa varjitaha. Kama sankalpa varjitaha.
Jnanagnidagdha karmanam.
Jnanagnidagdhakarmanam. Jnanagnidagdhakarmanam.
Tamahuh panditam buddhaha.
Tamahuh panditam buddhaha. Tamahuh panditam buddhaha.
Tyaktva karma phala sangam.
Tyaktva karma phala sangam. Tyaktva karma phala sangam.
Nityatripto nirashrayaha.
Nityatripto nirashrayah. Nityatripto nirashrayah.
Karmanyabhipravrittopi.
Karmanyabhipravrittopi. Karmanyabhipravrittopi.
Naiva kinchit karoti saha.
Naiva kinchit karoti saha. Naiva kinchit karoti saha.
Nirashiryata chittatma.
निराशीर्यत चित्तात्मा निराशीर्यत चित्तात्मा
त्यक्त सर्वपरिग्रहः
त्यक्त सर्वपरिग्रहः त्यक्त सर्वपरिग्रहः
शारीरं केवलं कर्म
शारीरं केवलं कर्म शारीरं केवलं कर्म
कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किल्बिषम्
कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किल्बिषम् कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किल्बिषम्
यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः
यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः
द्वन्द्वातीतो विमत्सरः
द्वन्द्वातीतो विमत्सरः द्वन्द्वातीतो विमत्सरः
समसिद्धावसिद्धौ च
समसिद्धावसिद्धौ च समसिद्धावसिद्धौ च
कृत्वापि न निबध्यते
कृत्वापि न निबध्यते कृत्वापि न निबध्यते
गतसङ्गस्य मुक्तस्य
गतसङ्गस्य मुक्तस्य गतसङ्गस्य मुक्तस्य
ज्ञानावस्थितचेतसः
ज्ञानावस्थितचेतसः ज्ञानावस्थितचेतसः
यज्ञाय यज्ञायाचरतः कर्म
यज्ञायाचरतः कर्म यज्ञायाचरतः कर्म
समग्रं प्रविलीयते
समग्रं प्रविलीयते समग्रं प्रविलीयते
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ. Can you stop recording? I just want to ask people something.